Yes. I hope I'm audible now, dear students. I have enabled the audio feature. I think I'm now uh, audible, right? Good morning, dear students. Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to learn a new lesson that is called the little girl, right? Yes, Arya, thank you. It's audible now. Okay, so today let's begin a new lesson, dear students, that is called the little girl. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's go to view first, and then uh, full screen mode. Okay, but is it visible to you? That is the question. Just leave it. Okay, so let's find out what is the story all about, the little girl, right? So the question is, what does little girl refer to here? Little girl is just a small girl in a family. Okay, so we shall learn something about what the girl thinks about her parents, what is the problem that the girl faces, and how does she resolve this problem, if at all she is able to resolve. Whether she can resolve this is something that we shall learn from this lesson, dear students. Okay, so for this, see, you before you read, there is a question that we have to go through to be able to understand what exactly the girl wants and what exactly is also the message conveyed through this story, right? So dear students, let's see how we can do it. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Perhaps you now understand, perhaps now you understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. So, whenever we are small, our parents sometimes scold us. We don't know the we are not matured at that time. That is why we are not able to understand. Okay, we end up feeling bad for the fact that our parents scold us sometimes. But dear students, parents scold us for better always. So here there is a misunderstanding actually between a daughter and a father. In this story, there is a misunderstanding between a daughter and a father. And how does this misunderstanding give rise to something which is very scary or frightening at home? And then towards the end of the story, how is this misunderstanding resolved is something that we shall explore, we shall discover by going through this story. Okay, so perhaps you now understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. So when we gradually grow up, we develop our understanding, we develop our logical thinking. So and moreover, we develop our understanding with our parents also. At that time, we can realize or we realize that whenever we were small, our parents intended everything good for us. That is why sometimes when you went wrong, they used to scold us or they used to find fault with us so that we change our ways and become better, right? So this story deals exactly with that. Initially, the girl used to feel very bad about the way her father behaved with her, but afterwards when she grew up little bit, she understood that her father has some personal problem, might be sometimes. That is why he was not always very friendly with her. So now she can realize all this because she has now grown up a little bit. So let's find out. This story is about a little girl whose feelings for her father change from fear to understanding, will probably find an echo in every home. This story about a little girl whose feelings for her father change from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. And this is something which the poet says that is common in every home. Okay, so what is common? Let's find out. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared. Dear students, he means her father. Okay. To the little girl, he means her father was a figure to be feared and avoided because her father was physically very strong. He was tall and he was having a very scary look. That is why, in her childhood, the girl used to become very much scary of her or scared of her father. Right. So let's find out what else. Here you can see every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with goodbye, father. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. Okay, even though, I mean, what is the routine usually uh, every morning? The routine was before going to work, her father used to come to her room and gave her a casual kiss, and then she responded, "Goodbye, father." But inside, she was feeling very relieved just because her father has left. Now she will have more freedom, and now there will be very no one to scold her, okay, or be a little bit strict with her. That is why, even though she said goodbye, father, when her father used to go for for his work, but then she became very very happy. She became very very happy inside because she got a huge sense of relief when she could hear her father going in a carriage to his workplace, right? And then in the evening, what happened when her father returned, right? In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my slippers. Okay. And what is the usual routine when her father returned home after or from the office? What was the usual routine in the evening? That is what let us find out now. Okay. So, what is the usual routine? When he came back home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Okay, bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my slippers. So, what kind of instructions her father used to give? Go and bring tea for me into the drawing room. Then he used to say, go and tell your mom, okay, go and see if my paper is already ready and bring me my slippers. So these are some of the works that he used to sort of ask his daughters to help him with, right? Every evening. Kezia, her name is Kezia. Always remember, Kezia. Mother would call to her, if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Okay, mother would call to her. So her mother would call to her saying, if you are a good girl, come down and take off the father's boots. Earlier, nowadays nobody does, but earlier might be there was some custom when a father used to return or had to return from the office. The children could go ahead and take off the boots. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By the time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. He used to say, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? Don't, father. She is very scared of her father. That is why she cannot say or enunciate or pronounce properly. She is scared, so she is saying, don't know, father. Okay. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. If you are stammering in this manner, then your mother has to take you to a doctor. What is wrong with you? Why are you stammering? This is what her father said. She never stuttered with other people. Okay, she never used to stammer with other people, but when it came to her father, she used to stammer, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. What is the matter? Okay, so what is the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Okay, so what's the matter? Mom used to come. What are you looking so wretched about? Wretched means unhappy. Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Okay, father is not able to understand why his daughter is so scared about him or scared of him. That is why he is asking, what's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Wretched means unhappy about. Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Then he addresses his wife saying that, I wish you taught this child not to, look so very much scared. I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Okay, so what is the reason why Kezia used to feel so very much scared about or scared of her father? Because he was so big. Some reasons are given here, you see here. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. When he used to yawn, his hand, when his mouth used to become so big, thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Okay, thinking about a giant. Okay, so next you see here on Sunday afternoons. Now let us find out what used to happen on Sunday afternoons. Okay, Sunday afternoons, what used to happen is something that we are going to find out, right? Okay, on Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa. His handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. Okay. So on Sunday afternoons, when Kezia's grandmother used to send her for interacting with her parents, she would go to the drawing room and could find her father lying stressed out on the sofa and snoring, sleeping, and her mom was busy with reading newspaper. Right. Now let's find out. See, the little girl always found mother reading and father stressed out on the sofa. See, so how would she interact with her parents if both of them are busy with them? How will they? How will she interact with them? Okay. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. Now she was sitting on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke. She was sitting quietly in the room in the drawing room where her father was sleeping and mother was reading newspaper. So until her father woke up and stressed out, she used to sit there very quietly. Then he would get up and ask the time first, then looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. You look like a little brown owl. You look, don't stare at me, Kezia, her father used to say. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that her father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So, once Kezia did not go to school, might be she was kept indoors because she was suffering from cold. And on that day, her grandmother came up to her and said that your father's birthday is coming up next week, so you should make a pin cushion for a gift that you are likely to present to your father from a beautiful yellow silk. Laboriously means very very uh, with a lot of effort or difficulty. Laboriously with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. But what to fill it with? That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then sewed up the fourth side. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. Okay, laboriously with a double cotton, the little girl did what? She was stitching three sides. Three sides she was stitching. Okay, but what to fill it with? Cushion. What to fill it with? She did not find anything to fill it with. Then what she did was very funny. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then sewed up the fourth side. Okay, so what happened, like grandmother grandmother was out in the garden, so the girl Kezia got a lot of freedom in the house, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. And when she went to the bedroom and she could find on the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of paper, fine paper. She just gathered them, tore them up into many pieces. These were very important documents of her father. Okay, so she sewed them up. I mean, stuffed them in her stuff, and then she sewed up the fourth side, right? That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Hue and cry means there was a lot of angry protest in the house on that day. On that night, what happened? Father was looking for his important document, his great speech for the port authority, but he was not getting his speech. Rooms were searched everywhere. Servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you did not see some papers on a table in our room? Oh, yes, she said. I tore them off for my surprise. And then she told her mom, I have torn them off for my surprise gift to my father. I have made something out of this. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Immediately you come to the dining room, and she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back, and father was out of nervousness. Father was not able to find out his document, his speech. Therefore, he was pacing up and down with a lot of anxiety and tension. And then the girl was dragged down to his room. Well, he said sharply. Mother explained. She stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned thing. See that the child is put to bed this instant. Okay. Then he ordered his wife to take the baby. Okay, and make sure that she immediately she's put to bed. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Then the father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bed clothes. He pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Okay, father became very strict. He's now starting to beat his daughter, saying that you must be taught once for all not to touch something that does not belong to you. But it was for your birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. What did God make fathers for? She became uh, very complaining in nature now, because her father beat her actually, okay, with a ruler. So she became very much offended. She was crying, and she became very much offended and said, what did God make fathers for? She sobbed, here's a clean hanky, darling, blow your nose, go to sleep, you will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. Okay. Then maybe her mom said, please go to bed, please sleep now. I was trying to explain to your father, but he was very much restless, very much tensed. That is why he has beaten you. Okay, you will forget everything once you have a good night's sleep. So go to bed, sleep now. So dear students, that is where we shall stop today. That is where we shall stop today. Okay, we shall continue the next day. Right. So before you leave, let us work out this attendance sheet. Okay, this attendance sheet this time won't go to you, dear students. You tell me, I shall mark your present. Okay. Mm, there is something wrong with the attendance sheet, like it is not editable from your end. Therefore I shall tell you what to do. Okay, I shall tell you what to do. As you can see, dear students, okay, you tell me, like, you please text me as I call your name. Anjali Singh, are you there, Anjali? I'll mark from here, from my end. I shall mark the attendance. You just tell me, dear students. Uh, a link is not working. Sandhya, actually, there is a problem with the sheet. Actually, I shall resolve it and then I shall send it later. But now you tell me, like, those now ninth A. You tell me ninth A. Anjali is present or absent. If you are present, write down. Just write Anjali yes. Pranali, class 9A first, okay? First class 9A. Anjali is absent, it seems. So, Anjali, I am marking absent, okay? Uh, Pranali, what's your name? Pranali, there is no name here. Kartike is present. Then Bhumika is present. Okay, very good. Ninth A you tell first, then ninth B. Anjali Singh present. Then Siddhika, Okay, Siddhika, where is Siddhika? Jiten, Jiten is present, right? Okay, Arnav. Okay, then Purvesh. Purvesh. Yes. After Purvesh, Riddhi. Riddhi. Susti, just a minute. Riddhi. Riddhi is not here. Jungare. Where is Jungare? Riddhi Jungare. Section A only now. Only section A. Sakshi. Sakshi is present. Only section A you tell me, okay? Hemant Meena. Hemant. Hemant Meena. After Hemant Chaitanya पांच भाई Chaitanya. Okay, after Chaitanya Sara Lathare. Sara. Okay, after Sara is Dhanasri. Dhansri. Nine A you tell first. Nine A first. Chaitanya हो गया. हीरक तिवारी नाइन्थ वीक में इधर है. आर्या तपासी तपासे. आर्या तपासे present. Yes, very good. Pranjali, Chandana Vadaskar. Chandana Vadaskar is present. Mohini Turankar. Mohini is present. Mohini is not here, but here from ninth B it seems. It's a very Herculean task here. Mohini is okay. Now you tell ninth B. Ninth A is over. Ninth B you tell. Ninth B Dhanasri. Yes. Dhanasri, I have marked you present. Next, ninth B Sandhya. Sandhya. Yes. Just a minute. धीरे धीरे करो बेटे. प्रतिस्तुत प्रतिस्तुत ninth B. प्रतिस्तुत. Okay. Uh, सार्थक. Okay. Next is Hirak Tiwari. Okay. Next is Anunay. Yes, Anunay's present is already given, bete. Anunay, I have given here present. Okay. Then Anushka, ninth B. Anushka. Anushka, you were absent yesterday or present yesterday? Anushka. Then Ajas, Ajasi. अनुष्का हो गया. अजस्सी हो गया. प्रांजलि. Pranjali, I think it's over. No? Me. Pranjali, Pranjali also over. Then Ashavari. Ashavari is here or what? Yes. Ashavari is here. Okay, very good. Next is Mohini. Mohini is present. Okay, next is Padishtada हो गया, अनुनय हो गया, Hirak हो गया, Bhagyasri. Bhagyasri. Where is Bhagyasri? Where are you? You are not there. Bhagyasri. Yes, we. Yes, we. Make Gmail in your own name, but not in your mother's name. Okay. Sandhya, Multani class 9B. Sandhya, I have already given. Savari Dote, Savari. ओके नेक्स्ट हीरोक तिवारी प्रेजेंट हो गया अनुनय हो गया अश्वरी हो गया प्रांजलि सवारी हो गया रिद्धि चुंगर अजस्वी हो गया ओके सो these are the students who were present today I think there is no like here ninth A में कोई था actually that but you responded late like Shubham I think Shubham Subhandhali, you responded late. Okay. Ninth A and ninth B also I have marked present for those who were present and those who were absent bete I will mark you absent. Okay. Narayan Mukhe, yes, absent. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. Or anybody else left out? Pratibha, ninth A, Pratibha is left out. Anushka today. Anushka is present yesterday also. Okay. So Anushka, Ajasi, I have given Sapna Kumari, Anushka today, Sudhi, Riddhi, Riddhi Jungare, Sandhya, you left Susti from mine. Susti. Susti, where are you, Susti? Yes. Yes. Riddhi. Yes, Riddhi Jungare. I've given Sandhya. I've given both of them, Riddhi and Susti. And then Sapna Kumari, you were present yesterday also, right? Okay. Then Pranjali Riddhi हो गया. Yesterday also I was present. Pranjali Jogi, Pranjali. Okay. Um, Pratibha, where are you? Sir, Pranjali Jogi block is empty. Pranjali Jogi. Pranjali Jogi. Not empty, better लिख दे देखो ना. Sandhya Riddhi done. Riddhi, so I'm present. Riddhi Jungare. Okay. Now, ninth A you see. Ninth A. This is ninth A. प्रतिभा कहाँ गया? हाँ प्रतिभा मैंने दिया देखो आपको प्रतिभा पांडे प्रेजेंट ओके ओके नेक्स्ट क्या है देखो बेटे प्रांजलि सपना कुमारी मोहिनी यस्टरडे मोहिनी तुरंकार सपना कुमारी yes easy health tips with Hamant J who is that Riddhi Jungare not left see I have the Riddhi C you are present yesterday today also Divyanka, I have given you. Okay, I have given everyone, bete. The rest of you will remain absent. Okay. Those who did not attend my class, they will remain absent here. See, I am marking you right now. Okay, so that I will keep doing. Okay, dear students, thank you so much. Thank you, Divyanka Nainigade. Okay, so thank you so much for attending my class. I'll feel absent for the rest of the students after I wind up my lesson. Okay, dear students. So bye bye. I shall meet you tomorrow. Then okay. Take care and have a nice day.